Hey everybody, welcome as we continue our way through chapter 4 of the book of Philippians. Why don't we dive on right in and let's see what God would have us to learn from his word. So let's look at Philippians chapter 4, and I'm going to begin reading at verse 4. It reads this: "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say, rejoice. Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think all about these things. What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you." Paul here is giving some specific encouragements to the church at Philippi. The first one we see here is rejoice in the Lord always. Verse 4. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. And you could almost say that this whole section is about that rejoicing, that having that joy of the Lord, living a joyful life, which is the Christian life. Means no matter what circumstances come our way, Paul says, rejoice in the Lord. Now, there's a difference between rejoicing and happiness. See, there's this thing that we then go into verse 5. It's let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The idea of being reasonableness, that some translations use this as gentleness, is literally has that idea of be level-headed. Let level heads prevail in your life. It may be simple, it may be small, but be level-headed in all circumstances. And here's why. He gives why. Verse 5. The Lord is at hand. Be level-headed because God's there. And then he keeps going on. He says, be anxious for nothing. So in other words, don't worry. Right? Rejoice in the Lord always, no matter what the circumstances are. So be level-headed. Don't worry about things. But in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. There are 4 words there that Paul uses to prayer. Don't worry, pray. Don't worry, pray. And lastly, he says, think on the wholesome. Right? He goes, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, if there's any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think about those things, right? Think on the wholesome. And Paul concludes this in verse 9. Whatever you have seen, practice what you learned. Whatever you've seen in me, whatever you've learned from me, practice these things. And God will be with you. Rejoice in the Lord always. So be level-headed. So don't worry. So think on the wholesome. So practice out the things that you have learned. You live the Christian life because it's a joy-filled life as you rejoice in the Lord no matter what is going on. What about this do you need to work on? Which one of those points do you need to work on? Do you have to do some work? So that way you are demonstrating the Christian life, the joy-filled life, as the book of Philippians is so wonderfully showing us. We have one more time together as we get ready to wrap up Philippians. I hope that you'll join me again real soon. Bye-bye, guys.